Today we're going to give away a free t-shirt, bring you a Comic Hero Throwdown Showdown fight, bring you comics news, and reveal the books I bought this week. How y'all doing? I'm Victor, and you are watching a Comic Hero show. Now kick that intro! Welcome to this week's edition of the Comic Hero Show. I'm your host, Victor Nunley, and I am the Comic Hero. This month is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Now, breast cancer is cancer that forms in the cells of the breast. After skin cancer, breast cancer is the most common cancer diagnosed in women in the U.S. Now, breast cancer can occur in both men and women, but it's far more common in women. Now, signs and symptoms of breast cancer may include a breast lump or thickening that feels different from the surrounding tissue, change in the size, shape, or appearance of a breast, changes to the skin over the breast such as dimpling, a newly inverted nipple, peeling, scaling, or crusting or flaking of the pigmented area of skin surrounding the nipple, which is the areola or breast skin, and then redness or pitting of the skin over your breast like the skin of an orange. Now, as I've said many times before, this hits home for me, and that's mainly because my mom is a 10-year breast cancer survivor. And not only that, but her oldest sister, my aunt, is a breast cancer survivor. And I had a great aunt who was a breast cancer survivor and lived to see past 100. So, and you know, men and women, get checked out. If there's something not right about you, get checked out. It doesn't have to be breast cancer. It can be any other ailment. But if there's something not right with you, please ma'am, please sir, get checked out. Now, this is a Breast Cancer Awareness Comic Hero tee, and inside the speech bubble it has a fist. And that's my way of encouraging all men and women to fight. And then right here on the left sleeve is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and then the word HOPE with a ribbon. And then right here, a ribbon with a cross. Now, if you would like your very own, you can find them on my website, IamTheComicHero.com, for $17. All right, it's time to give away a free t-shirt. All right, on last week's episode, I asked, which war resulted in Hanna-Barbera changing the name of the long-running cartoon featuring members of the Justice League to Super Friends? Well, the correct answer is Vietnam. And 5 people have answered correctly, and because they've answered correctly, your names are in the drawing for a free tee. And that drawing takes place right now. So the winner of the free tee for this week's episode of the show is Laura Thomas from Farmerville, Louisiana. So congratulations, Laura. You win yourself a free Comic Hero tee. All right, here's the question for next week's episode, and this is both a Fantastic Four and Iron Man question. Which Fantastic Four villain once took up the mantle of Iron Man after Tony Stark was presumed dead? All right, here are the hints. The first hint is that this villain is the arch nemesis of the Fantastic Four and debuted in Fantastic Four number 5 in 1962. The second hint, this villain is also the leader of a fictitious European nation called Latveria. And then the third and final hint, this villain was the villain in the Fantastic Four movies from 2004 and 2007 and was played by Julian McMahon. Everyone who answers correctly will be entered in the drawing for a free tee on next week's episode of the show. Alright, now Eric Evans from Benton, Louisiana has requested a Comic Hero Throwdown Showdown fight, and this one features two war heroes, are war characters, one from the comics and one from the video games. Representing Marvel, we have the Punisher, and representing Call of Duty, we have Captain John Price. These two are going to duke it out in a segment I like to call
The Comic Hero Throwdown Showdown.
Welcome to the Comic Hero Throwdown Showdown. Today, It's the Punisher versus Captain John Price. The Punisher possesses abnormally high pain tolerance, is skilled in guerrilla warfare, military tactics, close quarters combat, infiltration, marksmanship, demolitions, martial arts, and unarmed combat. He's an expert investigator and interrogator, possesses knowledge and methods of both criminals and law enforcement, United States Marine Corps infantry training, and various U.S. military special operations training. Blessed with uncanny instincts and an unchecked determination, Captain John Price is a peerless combat tracker known for excelling in fluid and volatile environments. An elite seek and strike expert, Price is versed in a wide range of field craft and tactical capability. From airborne shock trooper to long-range reconnaissance operator, Price is a covert jungle, desert, and urban operator, sniper, and saboteur. Who will win? There's no question how this fight would start off. Gunshots, and lots of them. The two use their full arsenals on each other and hardly land any hits. The fight then becomes hand-to-hand combat. The two trade off punches and kicks for minutes on end. Then Price suddenly reveals that he was hiding a Glock in his uniform and starts shooting the Punisher in the limbs. The Punisher's abnormally high pain tolerance surprises Price. Just as Price is about to finish off the Punisher, the fight abruptly ends when Price steps on a landmine, killing him instantly. The Punisher wins. And that concludes this fight on the Comic Hero Throwdown Showdown. Alright, thank you Eric Evans for that fight. I hope y'all enjoyed it, and I'll have another one for next week. Now, you know my rules for the Throwdown Showdown. There has to be at least one comic book or manga character involved in a fight. The second rule, there could be a comic book and manga character going against another comic book or manga character, or a video game character, or a serious-minded cartoon character like Optimus Prime, Voltron, Lion-O, anyone like that. And then make sure that the fight makes sense. I mean, it wouldn't really make a lot of sense to put Mary Jane Watson up against, Wonder Woman. Alright, now it's time for Comically Speaking, so without further ado, let's talk comics! Alright, there's only one thing I'm going to talk about in this segment of Comically Speaking, and that's the news that Marvel Studios has released a cast for Daredevil Born Again. Now, Daredevil Born Again is coming out on Disney Plus next year. Now, honestly, with this cast, I really can't stand the wait. I wish it was this winter instead of next winter. But anyway, Charlie Cox will play both Daredevil and Matt Murdock. And then Vincent D'Onofrio will play the Kingpin. Deborah Ann Woll will play Karen Page. Eldon Henson will play Franklin Foggy Nelson. Alekwa Cox will play Maya Lopez in Echo. Now, that character was a character that debuted in the pages of Daredevil in the late 90s, early 2000s. And has really played a really great role in the Marvel Universe in terms of comics. And also serves as the host of the Phoenix Force. Alright, Jonathan Banks plays Ten Fingers. Elodie Young as Elektra. Wilson Bethel as Bullseye. And then Tatiana Maslany will also be on there as Jennifer Walters and She-Hulk. Of course, the last episode, or the season finale of She-Hulk Attorney at Law, just premiered on Disney Plus a few days ago. And then, this is the real kicker right here, John Bernthal as Frank Castle and the Punisher. Now, of course, Bernthal had his own show on Netflix that just like every other show on Netflix was canceled. But I'm so glad that they're bringing him on with this new series on Disney Plus. And then also Ayelet Zur as Vanessa Mariana Fisk, which is the Kingpin's wife. And I'm really excited about this last cast member, Rosario Dawson as Claire Temple. Now, she recently played the character on Marvel's Luke Cage in seasons 1 and 2, and man, I'm excited about this. And every episode, unless duly noted, will be directed by the Duffer Brothers. I tell you, winter 2023 can't come any faster. Really looking forward to this new series. I believe this is probably going to be the best series on Disney Plus since The Falcon and Winter Soldier. I'm just going to go ahead and say that right now. And and hopefully it'll last 1 hour, just like every other series. Although, honestly and truthfully, I kind of wish that She-Hulk Attorney at Law lasted 1 hour. I mean, 30 minutes, that's not enough time. But I'm quite sure it's going to last 1 hour. And again, I think this is going to be the best series since The Falcon and Winter Soldier. And just like Bart Scott would say, can't wait! Alright, that's it for Comically Speaking. Let's get to the comics I bought this week.
Comic books I bought this week.
Alright, first up is All Out Avengers number 2. The Amazing Spider-Man number 11. Batman vs. Robin number 2. Black Panther number 10. Captain Marvel number 42. Daredevil number 4. Fantastic Four number 48. Immortal X-Men number 7. Legion of X number 6. Superman Son of Kal-El number 16. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 133. Venom number 11. Really excited about this one. Wakanda number 1. Wolverine number 25. Wonder Woman number 792. And finally, X-Force number 32. Alright, that's 16, which brings the total number of comics that I bought since December of 1997 to 11,639. Alright, well, I hope y'all enjoyed this week's episode. And here's a question again for a free tee for next week's episode of the show. Which Fantastic Four villain once took up the mantle of Iron Man after Tony Stark was presumed dead? Now, here are the hints. The first hint is that this villain is the arch nemesis of the Fantastic Four and debuted in Fantastic Four number 5 in 1962. The second hint, this villain is the king of a fictitious European nation called Latveria. And then the third and final hint, this villain was in the Fantastic Four movies in 2004 and 2007 and was played by Julian McMahon. Everyone who answers correctly will be entered in a drawing for a free tee on next week's episode of the show. And congratulations to Laura Thomas from Farmerville, Louisiana, who won a free tee on this week's episode. Alright, here's the road ahead for the show. On next week's episode, I'm going to raise awareness of multiple hereditary exostoses. Now, this is a cause that I raised awareness of for the first time last month, and I'm going to raise awareness of it every October moving forward. And then on episode 421, I'm going to raise awareness of domestic violence. Now, domestic violence is the most unreported crime in the world. And it happens, and it doesn't need to happen at all. One thing about me, I love raising awareness of different causes. I love being a voice of the voiceless. And that's why I'm doing this. And then on episode 422, I didn't get a chance to do it last year, but I'm going to do it this year. I'm celebrating my birthday. And then on episode 423, I'm going to celebrate Veterans Day. Now, Veterans Day is when we honor the men and women that have served in any of the 5 branches of the U.S. military who are still with us today. And I personally know a lot of veterans, and I may or may not have some action figures or pops or anything like that representing all 5 branches. So if you're watching this and you're a veteran or you know a veteran, this episode is for y'all. All right, if you're watching this and you're fighting breast cancer, my encouragement to you is to keep on fighting. And if you're too tired to do it, get someone else to do it. And if you're a family member of someone who didn't make it due to breast cancer, my heart goes out to y'all. I'll keep saying this until I'm no longer here, but cancer sucks. No one should ever have to go through cancer. And hopefully one day there'll be a cure to all cancers, all ailments, and all other diseases. And then, and to all the doctors and nurses that are treating all these people with breast cancer, thank y'all. And I have this glass here. It says, "Keep calm and fight on." And a toast to those who didn't make it. A toast to those that have beaten it, and to those that are still fighting. Cheers. That's just me. I mean, I love celebrating people. I love honoring people, because I believe we've been put here on this earth to help one another, and that's something that I'm going to continue to do until I'm no longer here. All right. And by the way, if you're watching this for the first time on YouTube, welcome. And as soon as you're done, hit subscribe. All right, I'm Victor Nunley on A Comic Hero. I'll see you next week for episode 420. So until then, be safe, be blessed, be a hero.